some cinnamon in the hot cocoa. Seems in India they like more flavor than we do in England.
Miss Mary!
She isn't still sleeping, is she?
How should I know? I'll take that. Which one of you is Sowerby?
We're all Sowerby, Miss Mary.
Martha Sowerby.
I'm Martha, Miss Mary, and this be Jane,
Miss Mary?
and this be Betty.
Miss Mary.
Mrs. Medlock said you were supposed to look after me. I had to dress myself. You should have been here earlier.
You can't put on your own clothes?
You're a strange sort of servant. I never had to dress myself when I was in India. It's the custom. When I was in India, Kanchi dressed me.
That would be the foreign lady, in the strange dress? The one that came with you in the carriage?
It's not a strange dress. It's called a sari. It's what Hindu women wear in India. You're very ignorant.
It's true, miss. I'm to look after you, but I'm really not your servant.
Then whose servant are you?
She's Mrs. Medlock's servant.
And Mrs. Medlock is Mr. Craven's servant.
Does my uncle know I'm here?
That he does, miss, but you needn't expect to see him because 10 to 1, you won't.
He comes and goes as the moon strikes.
But I want to see him.
He rarely sees anyone.
But I'm his niece.
That's not likely to make any difference to the master.
Very set in his ways he is.
What is this stuff? Looks horrid.
It's Indian porridge. Chef made it special for you.
I never eat porridge. Throw it out.
Throw it out! Oh, miss, you don't mean that.
I always mean what I say.
Put a spoon of soup syrup on it, or a bit of sugar.
That'll make it tasty.
Didn't you hear what I said? I don't want it. I don't want any breakfast.
I hate to see good food go to waste.
If some kids saw this tray, they'd lick it clean.
Why?
Why?
Because they're as hungry as in hawks and foxes.
I don't know what it is to be hungry. Take it away.
The cocoa too?
I don't like cocoa.
But Chef put in cinnamon.
Cinnamon only makes it worse. I hate cinnamon. Now, help me with my dress.
If you say so, miss.
What am I supposed to do with myself all day?
Mrs. Medlock says you're not to make a nuisance of yourself. If you're in the house, try to stay out of her way.
It's such a large house. I'll go exploring.
Mrs. Medlock wouldn't like that. Mustn't go poking about, miss.
How many rooms?
No one knows for certain. Over 600, they say. Most of them is locked up, though. Dickon works in the gardens. He likes company.
Who is Dickon?
My brother. You'll like him. He knows all about making gardens bloom. And when it comes to the animals, he's the best friend they've got. Birds come and eat out of his hands. However they're little to see, he always saves a bit of his bread to coax his pets.
I doubt if I'll like him. I'm sure he won't like me.
I can't sit and chatter, Miss Mary. I have my duties. If you get hungry, Chef will fix you something. Take a walk outside the house. Get to know the place. That's my advice.
Martha,
Yes, Miss Mary?
I heard someone crying last night. I'm sure of it. Did you hear anyone crying?
Goodness, Miss Mary. I don't hear anything at night. I'm tucked away in the attic.
But I'm certain I heard someone crying.
If you say so.
I know what I'll do. I'll go get my skipping rope.
Sounds like a good idea, Miss Mary. Have yourself a little holiday.